Good morning, it's Leanne Peters here. I'm from templeofbalance.com.au, Temple of Balance on Facebook and Temple of Balance on YouTube, and I'm here to pull some cards and share some guidance for this week ahead. That's this week starting, not this week of the paper I've got. Hold on. I've put the wrong paper up. I've put the one up for the 8th to the 14th of November. But it's actually the 29th till the 29th of November through to Sunday, the 5th of December. That's better. So that's why I'm here. So while you're coming in, I want to send out an extra special welcome to my Temple of Balance patrons, my Pillar of Light family, and all of those of you who support my work through my website. Thank you so much for your support. If you're new to watching, welcome. Please let us know if you are new so that we can welcome you. What I'll be doing today is using my combined Animal Kingdom Oracle cards with my Speed of Light Oracle. And I'll be using this deck of 110 cards to find the best cards for this week ahead. So I'm not pulling cards for individuals. This is general guidance for everyone. So I trust you've been led here for a reason. Rebecca is here for the first time. Welcome, Rebecca. I trust that you have been led here for a reason, and I trust that something shared supports you and all of you who are here today. It's snowy in England, says Maria. Wow, we have beautiful weather here these last few days, so hopefully it holds out till Saturday. This is the fingers crossed, hopefully. But I'm coming to you live now from Tasmania, Australia. I see that Debbie is new as well. Welcome, Debbie. Here in Tasmania, it is Monday the 29th of November now, and the time is exactly 8:01 a.m. So welcome to you all. So as always, please think of this as a guide only. Please take on board what feels right, what resonates, and what fits into your life easily at this time, and let the rest go. If it doesn't make sense to you, if it doesn't speak to you personally, it's okay. Just let it go. Welcome, Doris from Adelaide. It's lovely to welcome you here, and I trust you enjoy the time we spend together today. So, yeah, just take on board what feels right. Don't be surprised about some things that may seem to just speak directly to you. It's no accident. You can trust that that stuff that really speaks loud to you. So, let's shuffle the cards. While I'm shuffling, let's just recap on last week. Last week's theme was the Sea Eagle, and the Sea Eagle was all about reconnection. So reconnecting, especially with things or people or parts of ourselves or our life that we have perhaps been feeling disconnected or separate from. So did you have things plugging back in and reconnecting for yourself last week? That was our theme. So for this week, we're starting a new week, and we are transitioning into a new month this week as well. So the best cards is my intention. I'm looking for the best cards for the majority of us for today and for this week ahead, starting Monday the 29th of November through to Sunday the 5th of December. And the best cards for us are, when I feel like I need to finish shuffling, are these, and I'm going to lay them face down here on the ground in front of me. So just excuse me while I duck down a little bit here. Okay, it looks like we have a bunch of Animal Kingdom cards all clumped up together. So we have all Animal Kingdom Oracle cards in a rainbow shape, and we have 7 cards out. Let's see what we've got. I'm going to turn these over. Oh, yes. Okay, no dragons, no featured cards. We've got straight down the line, direct this week. We're going to start the week. I have a little chuckle because some special lady who's probably watching right now just sent me a video showing me some elephants nearby where she is living right now. So we've got the elephant for the beginning of the week, card 7. And the elephant says family commitments. So this is probably an emphasis for some of us as we begin the week are things that are going on around the family. So this could be our immediate family, our extended family, or people that we class as family. They may be close sort of friends. Oh, hopefully I'm not going to sneeze too much. My hay fever is up at the moment a bit, and it feels a bit tickly. So family energy is very strong, potentially for the beginning of the week. The elephant's also teaching us to sort of keep going. There is a stamina, endurance feeling here that I'm feeling from the elephant right now. And it feels like each step it takes is so solid and stable and almost sure steps, clear steps, knowing exactly where it's going, reminding us about our own endurance and our own ability to keep going. And also to be really mindful, I suppose, or aware of where we're placing our feet or where we're putting our roots down in our life may be important for some of us to consider at the beginning of this week. There seems to be a closeness with people. It may just be one person that we feel really close and connected with, or we may feel this, and maybe it's off the back of last week's reconnection theme, but there feels to be this collection of people. It could be family, friends, or just even people that we just suddenly feel this kinship with or this connection with, that maybe we've known these people for a while, but there may be just something that's gelling at the moment, something that's working, something that's connective, that's connecting all of us together with these people or family or friendships or what have you, or even acquaintances. So this energy also feels strong as we start the week. So really nourishing and thriving in our relationships, our connections with people, feels to be important. So it's a network sort of energy too. So that's the elephant, very much about family, but also that endurance and that networking energy for Monday. So we're going to go into Tuesday. So this will wind up the month, Tuesday the 30th of November. And we have card 51 called Shelter. And Shelter says to seek safe shelter. So I think of, and adding this to the Animal Kingdom Oracle cards, I was thinking of, the place where sort of the animals go for shelter, for safety, for protection, to heal, to mend, whatever the animal may need, which is why I've added that into the Animal Kingdom Oracle cards. So we've been reminded, especially around Tuesday, about our own shelter. So this could be our home, it could be our room or our car, or some place that we feel is our safe place where we can shelter from the world or shelter from the elements or mend, reassess our life, heal. These private places, it's like it reminds me of a bit of a cave that we might potentially slip into. But it's more like knowing that this safe place is there. That's where the security is. So knowing we have that roof over our head, knowing that we are stable in where we live, or what we're calling our shelter right now, or our safe place. It may be a home, but for some of us we may be in transition of a home, so it may be a vehicle, it may be a room, if you're lucky enough to have a room where you're residing and this is your home right now. It could be a place in nature where you're being drawn to go. So what is important is knowing that this safe place, this shelter is here. The security, the appreciation of that fact and how it sits right now. It may not be exactly where we want to be or where we're looking at going to, but let's take a moment, especially on Tuesday, to stop and really appreciate the shelter, the home, the safe place that we do have now. Because things could be worse. We may be working towards something else, or we may not be really happy in some aspect of where we're living right now. So we may be, projecting or saving or working towards something that's coming up in the future. But it's really important, I feel, to sort of take stock and root ourselves in where we are now and find gratitude in that. Because if we don't want to be where we are now and we're, say, in the process or on the journey of changing that, it can really unbalance us to not be happy in our life or in where we are right now. So to help keep the balance, we've been encouraged to take stock of where we are and feel grateful for the shelter that we do have, the support that we do have at this time. So that's the shelter card. It feels secure. There's something secure, a security in knowing that that safe place is there. So I trust that makes sense. Now we move over into the new month. It is the 1st of December, Wednesday, and we have card 39, the Nautilus. And the Nautilus hasn't come up for a while, actually, and it says here to break negative patterns. So Wednesday feels like a very favourable day to look at our patterns, our negative patterns, our bad habits that we deem are bad or not supportive or not healthy for us, and look at making some changes or breaking those habits or patterns. So if you've been talking about changing a bad habit or breaking a negative pattern that you've been having lately or in the months or years past, then it will be very favourable this week to really look at solidifying that change or creating really positive, real action around breaking a habit or a negative pattern. So it could be a way that you react to things. It could be a bad habit of something that you consume or something that you do that you know is not good for your body or for that's supporting you. It could be an attitude that you have towards somebody or towards a situation. Maybe you've got into the bad habit of complaining about something over and over again, but not doing anything about changing or improving that situation. So these types of things may be under the spotlight on Wednesday for us to look at how we can break those habits or those negative patterns that are not supporting us. They are not healthy for us. Maybe in the past they used to be, they could have been, and maybe we've reached a point where they're not healthy or supportive for us anymore. So what I like to do is I ask myself, is this situation, is this attitude I have, is this belief I have, is this thing that I'm complaining about, is this healthy for me? Is it supporting me? Do I feel this personally, is what I would ask myself. And if I don't, then I then need to reassess or assess the situation. Do I need to make changes? Do I need to close the door? Do I need to stay in this situation but find a way where it can be happier or more supportive for me or something like this? So these are the types of things that I'd be looking at if I was feeling this and if I feel this around Wednesday as well. So there's a breaking down of a shell. So this habit, this pattern that we may have gotten into is like us putting this shell or this cloak over ourselves and hiding behind this pattern or this habit. It could be an excuse, it could be denial, it could be an attitude, it could be a physical thing that we do, that we're consuming, that we know is not good for us. So there is this sense of hiding behind this shell, this cloak. So it's time now, opportunity for us to break down this shell or remove this cloak. But it is up to us. It's not other people's opinions about things, it's our observation of ourselves and taking our power back. Because if we observe something about ourselves that is not healthy or supportive for us, if it brings us down, if our own attitude or denial or excuses or the things that we do, the bad habits we have, bring us down, then it is up to us to look at that honestly, to make some changes so that we can empower ourselves again. So whatever it is we're giving our power away to, let's get the power back so we can rise up in ourselves again. And this leads us in perfectly into Thursday's card, which is the 2nd of December, and it's the Stallion, card 1. There's been such strong horse energy around at the moment, so I'm not surprised at all that this card has come up. And it's card 1, the Stallion. It says to untie yourself. This is a very motivating card. And in fact, it brings a lot of movement, a lot of action and energy. Motivation to move, motivation to change. So if we or you have been feeling stuck in this bad habit, this attitude, these excuses, this denial, whatever this is representing for you, if you've been stuck in this, if you've been heavy in this, if it's been weighing you down or cloaking over you and you've been hiding behind it, it feels to be a great shift energy on Wednesday to shift that and break through with the stallion. So this is about untying ourselves. It's about freeing ourselves. It's about letting our wild spirit run free. This is that wild inner part that's been hiding, this mushy part that's been behind this shell or behind the cloak. Maybe we've had glimpses of it recently where it's been wanting to come out. This part of us that's been wanting to get into life again, or wanting to feel excited and enthusiastic about life and feeling purpose and inspired again. So it's like it sits in here inside this shell or this cloak, under the shell of our fear and insecurities, our attitude, our beliefs, and the things that have been holding us back. But break through. So this is breaking out. So our wild spirit is calling to be freed. We've been called into action. We've been motivated to make changes, positive changes, and move forward in positive directions in our life. Positive and clear. And see, the source of this comes from within us. So instead of waiting on other people or things around us or outside of us to motivate us in our life, this is very much an inner thing. It feels like almost like a phoenix bursting out, or the stallion or horse bursting out of our heart and galloping forward on our life's path. So there is a renewed sense of purpose, motivation, action, and perhaps even clarity or focus to move in the direction that we want to be going in. So there is much movement, motivation, breakthrough, freedom, also personal freedom coming through for Thursday. So that feels exciting. This leads us into Friday. Friday the 3rd of December, and we have the Dolphin, card 6. And the Dolphin says to celebrate. It's a time to celebrate. Breaching the waters of the things that have been holding us back, or the things that have been containing us or limiting us, our perceived limitations that we've been kind of buried in, maybe in these last days or weeks or months. Hopefully not years, but it could be for some. We're breaching through those perceived limitations. So again, another breakthrough energy. So this breakthrough energy coming in strongly for Thursday and Friday especially. So we may feel a bit heavy before that. So Tuesday, Wednesday, maybe even Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday especially, we may feel a bit heavy, a bit stuck. We may feel agitated, frustrated. We may even feel angry about things because this energy feels like it's building, like almost like a pressure inside that's building, that's been bottled up for so long. So we may feel uncomfortable just before all this breakthrough energy. But the strong energy coming through for Thursday and Friday at this point is very much about breaking through those limitations and the things that have been holding us back personally. There is a cause for celebration too here on Friday. So we might find that something good happens that uplifts us. A really good thing may occur that we want to celebrate or really appreciate. There is lots to look forward to, I feel, by the end of the week. But it is going to be up to us. Because if we keep ourselves held down or pinned down or tied up or under those limitations that we perceive, then we might not feel this breakthrough energy. So it's going to be up to us to work with the intensity as it builds and really look seriously at parts of our life, parts of ourselves, our own attitude, our own behaviour with things as well, that may be limiting us. It may not be that person's problem. That person that we've been blaming for how we feel may not be responsible for actually how we feel. So it almost feels like mirrors want to go up to show and reveal to us our own flaws in our attitude, our behaviour, and who we are. And that is a big test in ourselves, because it's a bit of a fish slap, the reality of, oh my gosh, my attitude is disgusting in this, or whatever. We realise that that's a huge thing. But it's that honesty that will potentially lead us into breakthrough. So I really feel this is a very inner thing. And if we don't see it, we may continue to blame people and situations for our state of feeling and being, or for our reason for doing something. I'm feeling this way because of this situation or because of what this person said to me or whatever. No, we need to stop that. Especially this week. Those excuses will not fly. They will keep us low, small, pinned down, held back, feeling like we're drowning in our life. We have to own our feelings, own our attitude, and take responsibility for ourselves and our ability to look honestly at who we are and change what we don't like. It's got nothing to do with other people or external situations. These things, these people trigger those attitudes or trigger that behaviour or those issues that we have. And really that's an opportunity then. These things that trigger us, that feel awful, they're an opportunity for us to see ourselves in a new way and change and transform who we are. We can change our spots, let's say. So celebration on Friday, that was a big sort of circle round to that. But breaching through the waters, and there is probably something that we can celebrate on Friday too, or around that time period. Then we move into Saturday, the 4th of December. So Saturday the 4th, we have the Penguins, card 37, and the Penguins say unbreakable bond. This is talking about a really strong connection that we might feel on Saturday with at least one other person. Now, in general, this is about a special bond or connection that we have with another person, and usually it's someone that's not with us. It could be someone, it could be a child, for example, that's moved away from home. It could be a partner or a relationship that we're in, a lover that we're connected with who lives elsewhere, who may be away right now. It could be someone we feel very close to who's now in spirit. So in general, this card is talking about those special bonds that are unbreakable that we have, especially with someone that we miss right now, who is not by our side, who is not with us. So that person is coming in to remind you of that unbreakable bond. Now, specifically on Saturday, this feels like connections. I started the week talking about networking and feeling a special connection with people around us, close people, people in our extended sort of circle, or even acquaintances that we just feel a connection with early this week. And this feels to be again highlighted around Saturday, where our bonds, our relationships, our networks with people are strong and unbreakable. And we may find this really concreted or really substantial on Saturday, where this bond, this connection is affirmed and maybe is strengthened in a way that we have never ever felt before. Maybe the support, the words, the comfort, maybe just the connection and the conversation that we have with other people. There feels to be something very strengthening and networking about this energy that we have not felt before. And there has been such a strong energy in these last couple of years of keeping us all divided from each other. You know, distance has been needed. You can't hug anybody. You can't be past a certain distance next to people we might see. So it just feels like there's a closeness that wants to come in between us and a network of other people on Saturday. So a great day to connect with others and to bridge gaps, to network, to come in to gatherings and connections with others. And it feels very deep and very special, and something perhaps our heart really needs and yearns for. So the connections with people, that networking has now come up a couple of times for this week. And then Sunday, so Sunday the 5th of December, we have our good friend, the frog. It just appears every now and then to remind us of its presence. It's card 34, and it says to cleanse your environment. So it's showing us that Sunday is a very favourable day to clear, to purge, to release. Now, because the networking and connections with other people are potentially very strong this week, and the personal realizations, the personal stuff that we're feeling is shifting, we might find that Sunday's a very good day to sort of maybe spend time privately, if we can, at some period, to release our old attachments or our old issues connecting with other people or connecting with ourselves personally. It's almost like a day to stop and regroup ourselves, to release the things that have sort of boiled up or brewed up this week or brewed up recently, so we can let go. It feels almost like a soul purging. Things brewing up this week and bubbling up and pressure building and things being realised, and like letting the plug out of the bathtub. So it's like the bath has been building up to be so full, and we pull out the plug on Sunday and we just let all that emotion, all that stuff that we've been holding on, the issues and the burdens we've been carrying, that we just kind of let that go down the drain. And maybe too, it's an assessment of what's really truly important to us now that we want to keep carrying with us, and what is just not important to be carrying anymore, burden-wise. So it feels to be quite emotional potentially, because I feel that water element strongly of releasing and purging. Some of us may feel we want to do a spring clean. Some of us may feel, in fact I feel this really strongly, a fresh new start. So a fresh new start also requires us to purge and cleanse and clear and just let go of some of the old stuff that is stopping us from having a fresh new start. And yes, sometimes it is easier said than done, but I can tell you it is not impossible to let things go down the drain. In fact, the visualization and the connecting in with that moves things in itself. It is not impossible to let go of the past and release yourself of those burdens. It's probably not going to be easy, but if you can start somewhere by, whatever it is that you feel how you need to start, that gets the ball rolling. So if you've been needing a fresh new start, then maybe consider what really speaks to you about this and how you can really step into that action and into that role yourself. Don't wait for the fresh new start to come from someone else outside you or come from an outside situation. You could put your life on hold for years, for decades, forever, waiting for that external fresh new start. We need to stop that. This week it's about being that for ourselves. So let's step up and step into what we need. And if we do need a fresh new start, let's figure out how we can create that for ourselves. Our surroundings may not change, but you know what probably will? Our attitude. Our attitude and our behaviour this week. Coming back to that. So cleansing, clearing, purging, strong for the end of the weekend. So there are our cards this week. I feel like I've been here for so long. Thank you for joining me. I am going to pull a card for the theme for this week, so I'll do that shortly. Before I do that, I want to thank you so much for joining me today. If you have enjoyed this video and this connection, please hit the thumbs up button. Please show us some love. Please comment or share if you're inspired to. And if you would love to connect more privately, please send us a message through our website. So I have my very first major solo art exhibition coming up on Saturday. I can't believe it's this week. My goodness. So if you're in Tasmania or if you're in southern Tasmania, I invite you, please consider, if you're free and if you want to, please consider coming to my opening event on Saturday afternoon. So you can learn more about that on my website on the homepage. There will be, for those of you who cannot join in person, which is most of you, who may be interested to see what I've been doing for the last 4 months in between videos and Temple of Balance things. We will be doing a walkthrough on the open day, a live video stream on my ceramics Facebook page. So that's Leanne Peters. That's just my name. It's my page on Facebook. I think the URL is facebook.com/Leanne Peters artist. I think no hyphen in that. But if you type in Leanne Peters, you should see my personal profile probably come up and my public page. So I'll be live streaming there. Well, actually, I won't be. I think Corey probably will be. live streaming at 2 o'clock. That's a Sydney time. That's GMT plus 11 on Saturday. So that will be happening. Next Wednesday, the 8th of December, I'll be shopping. I'll be online shop dropping whatever's left from the exhibition that is still available. So that will be available online, a lot of those things. So keep an eye out for that. I'll talk about that next week. Tomorrow, I think it's tomorrow. My goodness, so much is happening. Tomorrow we have our healing list event for patrons. That'll be live streamed on my YouTube channel, I think at 10 o'clock Sydney time. And yeah, if you want to learn more about me and the work I do at Temple of Balance, if you'd love to grab yourself a deck of cards that I've made, or a pendant or what have you, please visit templeofbalance.com.au. Okay, so let's grab the theme card. So some themes: connections with other people, networking. We've got definitely looking at things personally this week. There's breakthrough. Lots of things happening. So very interested to see what the theme's going to be for this week ahead. The theme will help us see the bigger picture and will help bring these days together, this week together for us. So what's the best card for the theme for this week? The 29th of November through to the 5th of December 2021. So the best card for the theme is... Okay, let's go with this card. We do have a speed of light coming up as our theme. Oh, and the dragon's at the bottom, but doesn't matter. We're going for this card. Ah, this is interesting. Card 23, Overlapping Worlds. This is very interesting. Overlapping worlds. It says transition, sensitivity, temporary, and adjustment. Okay, so what this card is primarily talking about is being in between change. So being in a space of transition, to me, is being in between worlds, we could say, in between realities for ourselves. It could be a personal transformation, which is what I'm personally feeling, personally transforming a personal growth period. It could be that we're closing some old doors in our life and we're preparing to open some new ones, but maybe we haven't quite opened those yet. So we're in the sort of hallway in between those doors closing and opening. So it's a transitional period. Transitional periods are always unsettling, always, because they're disruptive and unsettling to our normality, I suppose, to what we know and how things are usually our comfort zone, I suppose. So we might be in the process of letting things go. We might be in the process of change. We might be in the process of having a fresh new start. So before these things become concrete, we're in this transitional, changeable, unsettled period. And that is the theme for this week. So in unsettled transitional periods, there is a tendency to feel or be oversensitive. So we might find ourselves quite sensitive at times this week, which I have already talked about. It's an intensity. As things sort of come up and brew up and pressure mounts, we feel sensitive. We might overreact. We might feel frustration. We might be agitated. We might be scared. So these are all energies that are quite common during transitional periods. What we need to do is not hold ourselves in those energies. That's probably the key when we're transitioning, is to feel our way through. So yes, feel agitation, be honest about it. I'm feeling angry and agitated right now and scared or whatever it might be. When we admit that to ourselves, it sort of breaks the pressure, breaks the barrier somehow, and the energy then moves again. So if you notice yourself held in a feeling for 3 days or more, then maybe you're holding on in some way. That's my key personally, is if I feel angry or scared for 3 days, 3 days is way too much for me, let's just say. So if I feel it for 3 days, that's way too much. So then I step into proaction and do something about it. Okay, break through, pierce through, what's going on here? I look deep into it. So any longer than 3 days, no way I would allow that to happen. So, yeah, just be aware of that perhaps. But things are moving, things are changing, things are sensitive probably, things are probably amplified and intense at times. But the other thing to remember, the other really great thing about transitional periods, as unsettling as they are, it's like a blank canvas, but they're always temporary. So be careful that you don't think yourself fixed in this feeling or fixed in this thing that happens, that this is just the way it is now. No, it's not, because transitional periods are always temporary. It's a bridge between one space and another. Remind yourself it's temporary. What you feel, that frustration, that fear or whatever, it's temporary. So look into it, feel it, move through it, and remind yourself this is a temporary situation. It's not always going to be this way. It is a blank canvas. There is so much great opportunity in transitional periods, as unsettling and as challenging as they can be, as testing as they are. They are like a blank canvas as we shift out the old and decide and figure out how we want this new canvas to look and to be. How do we want this fresh new start to be for ourselves? So even though we feel uncertain and unclear, that is a good thing, because it means there are potentials, there are possibilities. We can do anything on this blank canvas. So, within reason, potentially. So this is a really exciting card to have, because it shows that we are changing. It is temporary. So just remember those few things that stand out for you, and really looking forward to seeing how this week unfolds and what shifts, because we're going to be potentially in a really different state in 1 week's time. So there's potentially a lot that we can shift. Anyway, I feel like I've been here for hours. So thank you so much for still being here. Have a fantastic week ahead. Happy birthday, happy anniversary if you're celebrating. And thank you so much. I will be in tomorrow on my YouTube channel, Temple of Balance on YouTube, for my Healing List event. So I'll look forward to connecting with you there. Live streaming on my ceramics Facebook page, Leanne Peters, on Saturday from a walkthrough of my opening for my first solo exhibition. So I can't wait to share things with you there, and I may pop in through the week if time allows. So thank you so much. Have a great rest of your day and a fantastic week ahead. Very exciting. So thank you. Namaste. Namaste means to me that the divine, the creator in me, honors and acknowledges the divine, the creator in you. That we are equal, we are one. Thank you so much for being who you are, and I really look forward to the really strong networks that we're going to create together and between ourselves and others this week. It feels so needed and so nourishing, such food for the soul. So thank you so much. Namaste.